All right, here comes the commish. We're going to listen to...
Is he wearing Air Force Ones?
Yep. White.
Here we go.
With the fifth pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
They did it! They took a fat guy.
Michigan.
They took a fat guy. Here it is.
Speculation about all of the surprises we may get outside of the trade.
Oh, my God.
Players we were expecting. Mason Graham is a two-time All-American.
Oh, Mike Greenberg's voice makes me want to stick needles in my ears. I got to mute this. That Browns have done it. Mason Graham. They took a defensive tackle.
All right, so
5th overall.
before we do the whole breakdown,
Yeah, please.
let's just not do the Jabril Peppers thing where because he played at Michigan we're going to root
Oh,
against
that's
the guy.
beyond stupid.
But
yeah.
no, fans did that.
Yeah.
And Jabril Peppers felt it, dude. Like it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. This guy plays for the Cleveland Browns now.
Yeah.
So like, don't look. By the way, he played it on the best defense in college football.
He's a good player. He is a good player.
He's a beast.
I mean,
He's a little short-armed
Yeah.
for his size, and he is maybe not as athletic. He's an overachiever, dude. Like,
Okay,
he's a work
short-armed, he's unathletic, and he weighs less than 300 pounds, and he's going to play defensive tackle. We took him 5th, baby.
Let's
Let's go.
He's also a two-time All-American, dude. So
There's a lot of two-time All-Americans that didn't do anything in the NFL.
there's actually not a lot of two-time All-Americans, period.
Oh, all right. All right, well, I guess I should shut up about that. Let's see.
G, you said you would literally quit the show if they drafted Mason Graham.
Hey, man, Steve, we got to talk about this Ultimate Brown stuff. Make it ultimate. Make it ultimate. I don't know. Make it ultimate. Lake Erie Captains. I'll go down and watch them. But come on, man. This is wild to me, bro. Because let me just put it in perspective. I didn't even want to have to go into this repertoire. First of all, shout out to the young man. I'm not gonna be disrespectful. This is his. This is his moment. And he worked hard to get here, and his family is watching. And I don't want to make it seem like, we just taking on his moment. So shout out to him. He's a Cleveland Brown. I'll root for him. Here's what I got a problem with the organization as a whole. The problem is this. When you talk about value and we get to value and all this other stuff, man, ask yourself, can Mikey McNuggets, you do great. Where was Warren Sapp taken?
I'll find it. Give me 1 sec.
I think he was 17. Aaron Donald was taken 11. When you talk about taking a defensive tackle in the top 5.
Sapp is 12.
12, okay. When you talk,
people thought taking Donald at that high was ridiculous because he's like 5'10". You know what I mean? So there was negatives there too.
But here's the thing: Aaron Donald was always a freak of nature.
Yes.
This defensive tackle has 1 to 2 down potential. He's not a very good pass rusher. Now he could work on that. He has shorter arm. He's a little. You want to have a punch. You want to have ability to get guys off you. He's undersized. He's not even 300 pounds. Here's the problem that I have with it, right? So he has 3.5 sacks. I talk about this all the time with people. He played on Michigan. Michigan was great. Michigan was good when they had a quarterback. When they didn't have a quarterback, they lost 4 or 5 games last year. At the end of the day, the Cleveland Browns are not going to win football games by having guys tackle dudes at the line of scrimmage on run plays. This isn't it. This is not it. You traded down. You had an opportunity to get a player that could really meaningfully move the needle for your team, and that Ashton Jeanty was there. But you didn't do that. You, again, after you went and got Mike Hall Jr. last year, after in free agency, what did they do? They got Tomlinson. What did they do? They got all their picks are all defensive linemen up front. These guys really think that they're trying to build the 85 Giants or something.
Pete Carroll's taking Jazzy.
This is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, tell me the upside of having a nose tackle, a 1 to 2 down nose tackle, as your top 5 pick.
I keep seeing some Browns apologists tweeting, "Well, Myles Garrett and this guy's not a pass rusher."
He's not.
Well, listen, he doesn't put up big numbers in terms of like sacks. Obviously, I get that.
Okay.
But people, and this isn't like defensive tackles don't show up in the stat sheet.
Well, that's why they don't get. That's
why you don't take
drafted
him in the
5th
top 10.
Well,
overall.
I mean, you can make that pick. You make
Yeah,
that
I
argument.
believe he's the highest drafted defensive tackle of all time. Isn't that the case?
Browns to
Quentin
Gerard
Williams,
yeah.
Marcel Darius.
Gerard Warren
the last
went
couple
4.
years.
I think
3.
Why am I Googled highest drafted defensive tackles? I got
Quinton Williams literally at 2018 was 3rd overall pick. And Marcel Darius in 2011 was the 3rd overall pick.
Listen.
Are those guys good? I can't remember.
What'd I tell you, Adam? What'd I tell you?
Look,
Ashton Jenny went next.
Quinton Williams is very good.
Vegas.
Marcel
I told you
Darius
Pete
was
Carroll
not
take him, dude.
What-
I told you you'd take him.
listen. I love to get people in the chat to tell me
Shit.
what was that? You got Ashton Genty going the next pick. You see how people
Man,
lining
that
this
dude's
up?
gonna- that is gonna look
This
fresh.
guy
He's
is
gonna
a
look fresh
this
in
guy
uniform.
is a bona fide. He's a blue chip.
The Raiders have any back? Who was their back last year? The Raiders.
They had like 17. It was no one consistent.
They haven't had a back since, what's his name, Jacobs?
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
That was 2 years ago?
And look, I would have been great with it if you just listen. I wasn't high on. I didn't want to really take Abdul Carter, but if I had sat here and had Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett, I'd be like, oh, I can wrap my head around that. But you got Myles Garrett and somebody that's not better than Dalvin Tomlinson.
33 and 36 have to be on the offensive side of the ball. They have to be.
I just don't understand why you take a guy with 9 career sacks
because
who's
you're,
he's
not
the 5th pick in the draft.
He's not a
I mean,
playmaker.
I don't get
He
it.
is a guy who's going to be in his gap, and I love that about him. But being in your gap is not helping the Cleveland Browns, where they are putrid at for years.
well, I think two things can be true. You're right in what you're saying. You're right. But also, like, mature, responsible, real NFL teams build from the inside out.
That's
and
not
they
true.
build their line. It
That's
is.
not true.
They
That's
build-
not true.
They build their lines.
Jason, let me tell you this. Everybody goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles did not win till they got Jalen Hurts. The Philadelphia Eagles did not win till they when they got A.J. Brown and got Devontae Smith. And then you know what they did? They said, give me Saquon Barkley, too, on top of that. People spot shot on their defensive line. But all these teams that are in the Super Bowl, all these teams got multiple receivers, quarterbacks, skill positions. We're stuck in 86. We refuse to make a move on the offensive side of the ball, and now our next pick is in the 2nd round. So when Henderson goes off the board and T-Mac go off the board and Junkins go off the board, we'll still be sitting there at 36 and 33.
I'm with you.
And maybe they'll take a quarterback then.
I'm with you on the. I really thought they needed to take a playmaker with their first pick. I said the top 3 picks should be offense.
And they could have. Even at 5, they had 2 good options.
Or 3 of the top 4. I thought at least at minimum 3 of the top 4 should
Yeah,
be
but
offensive
it's not the
picks.
same.
I agree.
You could have taken the best running back.
Yeah.
The
you
best
could have
defensive
taken
end.
You could have taken the best wide receiver. I know, Hunter's both, but you could have taken the best tight end.
You could have made that trade. You still could have come away with Ashton Genty.
They had
That's
to have
wild.
a defensive lineman. Is this guy? Unless this guy is the next Aaron Donald, it's a bad pick.
Bull,
You
do
just
you want to see some highlights? We'll put some highlights on
You
film.
can show
they didn't-
highlights of any defensive tackle.
Hey,
you know.
if they didn't have none of ESPN, we ain't got none over here.
I'm just saying we'll
We
play
can
some
make 'em
highlights.
up.
All right, show us some highlights.
Graham highlights.
Show me.
And G, you played D tackle, so you know this position better than anyone.
I'm not hating. The dude is good, but just because you're good does not mean that's the pick we should be making. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to get at. You could have had Ashton Genty. We come away with this thing. And listen.
They're comparing him to Emmitt Smith.
I don't even know. I can't even know where he is.
He's number 55 in the middle.
Yeah, he's the biggest guy on the screen.
He's in the
Right in the middle.
It's a little hard to see.
Oh, great! You're in your gap.
He's making tackles.
A tackle for-
phenomenal. I'm excited.
Yeah,
It-
tackle
it's-
for loss against Fresno State.
Like, like, come on, man. Like, oh yeah. Listen.
How did he do against Ohio State?
He dominated Ohio
Well,
State.
did you see Ohio State try
don't remember.
try to run
Yeah.
up the middle
They couldn't.
2 years ago? Or this year,
They
actually. I
couldn't,
should
yeah.
say.
All
This
right.
year.
Did he have any sacks against Ohio State?
Remember, Ohio State got killed for their game plan because they just kept trying to run right at them.
Oh, they still
I
won.
mean, they were stupid too. Jeremiah Smith, maybe. They found that out later. Man,
I'll tell you what. You know what this tells me? This is a regime that has no fear of job security.
That's true.
Well, they
None.
better, because I'm sitting here telling you,
None.
I'm gonna let you know something right now. They get no benefits of their doubt on game plans. I'm letting you know. I'm just gonna be open about it because, dude, you guys, I want to see what you do, but you've punted again. This wasn't even a gentleman's punt. This was a CEO punt. This was insider trading. You was like, you know what? We got Travis Hunter. No, we don't. We got a D tackle. I'm just wondering who's available at 33. Now watch
Yeah.
this. It could get worse. Watch how it could get worse. Oh, you think you in your back of your mind you're going to go get Milroe, right? Steelers got him. Oh, you thought Shador Sanders was falling way out the first round. No. Saints actually did what they were supposed to. And somebody got up and said, listen, we like Jackson Dart too. So now the Cleveland
Well, I
Browns.
said today on the show,
They're not going to take a quarterback
No.
at 33. I don't think.
I don't. We have no. I said today we have no evidence that they are going to take a quarterback at 33. None.
You're not even going to get, you won't get the best tight end. I would have been, listen, if they would have got the Tyler Warren.
Listen, man, they could trade back up.
They could, but I don't
know
think
what I
they're going to. I think they're going to stay right at 33 and
No.
36.
Mike, can you give me the list of defensive tackles that were drafted
If
5 or
this
higher?
is all we get tonight, I'm gonna be sick.
Hey, listen. Hey, am I tripping? Can I get the gallery over here? Can we put the faces?
Are you guys
shoot
all disappointed?
Shoot the gallery. I don't.
Everybody's disappointed. You
Very
just,
disappointed.
everybody's
The
disappointed.
biggest letdown since the season.
Are you more disappointed about the trade or about the fact of who they took at 5?
It's who they took.
Who they
The
took?
value of the trade works.
Trade.
For me, it's who they took at 5.
All right, it's a
You
mix.
could have traded down Warren and still got that.